question, why do we have to have a common denominator when adding or subtracting fractions? In a fraction, the denominator is the bottom number. It shows how many equal parts the item is divided into. When the denominators of two or more fractions are the same, they have common denominators. So here we have a fraction, 3/4. The top number is the numerator and the bottom number is the denominator. The lowest common denominator is the smallest of all the possible common denominators. We can't add or subtract fractions with different denominators, so we need to make the denominators the same. But how should we find the common denominator? We're going to start here with two pizzas. One pizza is cut into thirds. Our other pizza is cut into sixths. We have 1/3 and 1/6. But we can't add them together, so we don't know how much pizza we actually have. So, one method to try for the lowest common is to multiply your two denominators together to get a common denominator. That would be 18. 1/3 would become 6/18. 1/6 becomes 3/18, and that would give us 9 slices out of a possible 18. That's a lot of slices. I don't want to cut my pizza into 18 slices. So let's try to find the lowest denominator. We found a common denominator, but now let's find the lowest common denominator. One method when you have smaller numbers is the listing method. Listing the multiples of 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and on. The multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, and on from there. The lowest of these is 6. So now let's go back to our pizzas. Now that our pizza is in 6 slices, we see that 1/3 becomes 2/6. Our 1/6 was already in 6 slices, so it remains 1/6. So 2/6 plus 1/6 will give us 3/6. So we have 3 slices out of a possible 6. It's a lot more easier to deal with. But when you have a larger number, you don't want to go listing through all of your multiples. So this way we handle with prime factorization, finding the prime numbers that make up each of your denominators. So here we're using a fraction 3/4 and 1/6. So we're going to need to find the prime factorization of 4 and of 6. 4 is 2 times 2, and 6 is 2 times 3. Well, when you're doing two different numbers here, you remove one of any that are the same. Well, they both have a 2. So we remove one of those 2's, and our lowest common denominator is 2 times 2 times 3, which will give us 12. So now we have a lowest common denominator of 12. Well, what we do to the bottom in fractions, we always have to do to the top as well. Remember that. If you do it to the bottom, to the denominator, you have to do it to the top, the numerator. So to make 4 into 12, we multiply by 3. So we also have to multiply the 3 on the top of the 3/4 by 3, and that'll give us 9/12. To make our 6 into a 12, we're multiplying by 2, so we have to multiply the 1 and 1/6 by 2 as well, and this gives us 2/12. So now we have 9/12 plus 2/12 gives us 11/12. And we can also subtract now as well. If we wanted to do 9/12 minus 2/12, that would give us 7/12. So now that we have found our lowest common denominator, we can add or subtract our fractions. Thank you for watching.